Hi folks, Captain Dan here with From the Tide to Your Table. Today we'll talk about slow pitch jigging, the rod, the lures, and our slow pitch YouTube mentors. Plus we'll admit up front to a rookie green screen filming blunder. Hi folks, Captain Dan here with From the Tide to Your Table. I want to talk about something new to us this year, or actually last year. In 2021 it came to our attention. Everything I'm talking about today is about slow pitch jigging. And slow pitch jigging, if you don't know, is a new technique of fishing, including the baits that are used, or the lures, and the fishing poles, or the rods themselves, and even the reels to one extent. And it's I think it's from Japan. I am no expert. Everything I know about it I learned from a few folks on YouTube, Captain Mike from Florida Sport Fishing, and the boys at Johnny Jigs. Super helpful, always ready to talk to us, and have been really helpful to us. Anyway, it's a form of fishing that started in Japan. It's come over here, and it's all about a particular type of jig. This is now what I call a slow pitch jig, and it's all in the shape of the body. It's how it travels through the water. So it's not like what we're used to here in the Northeast about speed vertical jigging. It's more about a flutter, and it flutters down, and when it darts up in different angles. So it's all about these jigs. I'm going to recommend Johnny Jigs again, because we go to their site or we talk to them, and they've always got new things coming out, and they're really helpful in terms of how to use these jigs, how to rig them. The jigs come in different weights, and the weights are very important because the weights should match up to the fishing rod themselves. I'll show you in a second. So this particular one here is 130 grams. So you would want to use it on a rod that is in a range of 130 grams. So if something's 500 grams or 400 grams, you don't want to use it in a rod that doesn't have that type of capacity. And it's all about the rod and how it loads the bait. Typically, these jigs are rigged with stinger hooks. They could be rigged at the top and the bottom, or both. Depends on your style or what's working for you. They're rigged to your leader. I recommend the swivel. We use a circle hook, a swivel, and then to our leader line, and then to our main line. And for main line we have to use, it's all about using braid, and I'll explain that in a second. Typically when you buy a rig, they come without hooks. You could buy them with hooks, and then we buy separate hooks, stinger hooks, all different sizes, 3/0s, 4/0s, whatever size is going to match the type of fish you're looking for. That's what I recommend, and it's all about experimenting. We did a lot of experimenting this year, and we kept it to sea bass on the wrecks. We didn't really try it on tuna this year. We were kind of skittish about that, but we're definitely looking forward to it, and I'll talk about the sea bass fishing in a moment. The rods themselves, I have 4 paired up. I have my first set was Ocean Tackle slow pitch jig. Now I can't show you. I'll take some shots. You'll see a couple of shots in a second. But they're very small rods. You wouldn't think you could catch anything big with these rods, but they're all about, it's the action and how it distributes the fish, or the weight of the fish on the tackle. They're designed to go 90 degrees, and unlike what we're used to, pumping and retrieving, this is all about letting the rod be 90 degrees down and just retrieving. The only thing you're doing in terms of any kind of action is when you're actually jigging. And when you're jigging, it's the weight of this jig loading the rod, and how the rod bends and kind of springs the rig back up. There's a lot of videos I'll have attached to this video here that the guys at Johnny Jigs, Mike from Florida Sport Fishing. They do a lot of good explanation, a lot of good information out there. The second rod, this one actually, sorry, the Ocean Tackle rod is rated for up to 350 grams. So it's a little bit lighter than my Temple Reef Elevate, which I'll show you in a minute. So this one was our first one. We started with sea bass. The team over there at Real Seat in Brielle, New Jersey hooked us up with some recommended sea bass rigs and something that might imitate a sand eel pattern. And we were shocked. I just launched this thing on the first wreck we got on, and as soon as it went down, I got a fish. Every time this jig went down, every time I loaded it, they were all over it. It was out fishing everything else the team was doing. It was amazing. We were super, super pumped, and that's what took us to go see the boys at Johnny Jigs. Actually, we called them up. We called them on the phone. They were super helpful, and they rigged me up with 2 elevates. These are the E3s. I wanted to go something a little bit heavier than my original one because we definitely want to use this for some tuna, East Coast tuna. Now the Elevate from Temple Reef, this one's rated from 200 to 400, so it's stronger or heavier than the Ocean Tackle. And you can see here I've got a bigger pattern loaded onto it. This has something very unique, which I'll show you in a minute. It's got the guides, which are kind of helical. They start here at the top, like a normal rod or a normal spinning rod, and then they start to slowly bend and end up at the bottom, like a spinning rod. So what that does is it distributes the weight, and it also gives it a little bit of action here, where on this reel, and this is a Accurate Valiant 500N. You can see it's a very narrow reel, very powerful. It's got the bigger handle, and it's designed, matched up. Actually, the guys at Johnny Jigs matched me up with this. So this, for up to 400 grams, we're going to probably use this for tuna this year, definitely for stripers. We didn't try it this year. Our luck was just all in the troll. We really didn't get much jigging in, but I could see this working for stripers very well. I'm not 100% sure, but it may have too much of an action. We might have to slow it down a little bit, but this is definitely, I'm super pumped about this for tuna. In terms of fishing, it's really all about taking your rods and your jigs. I have a small jig bag, which I outgrew already, and this jig bag, I'll be calling the boys at Johnny Jigs for a new one. That's it. That you're taking your jigging rods, your slow pitch rods, your slow pitch jigs, and that's what these guys do. They don't really take a lot of bait. They don't take other equipment. It's all about slow pitch jigging. Sorry. So that's it. We're looking forward to using our slow pitch equipment this year. I just wanted to give you a little bit of introduction to it. I'll leave the links for Johnny Jigs and Mike at Florida Sport Fishing. Awesome resources if you want to learn more about this. Thank you.